Hello, Aquarius, and welcome to your Saturn and Jupiter into Aquarius tarot reading. Jupiter and Saturn are moving into your sign, Aquarius, and this is going to be a big shift for every single one of us, but especially for you guys. Saturn is moving into your sign on the 17th of December and will remain there until March of 2023. And Jupiter is moving into your sign on the 19th of December and will remain there until December of 2021. So it is definitely time for some blessings after a lot of hard work. Saturn being in its home sign of Capricorn, okay? That's building a lot, working very hard at growing. And then Jupiter also being in Capricorn, you know, that's higher learning, higher spirituality. So there's been a lot of soul lessons that we've all been working on as well. So let's see how these shifting of planets is affecting you personally, Aquarius. All right, with Saturn, we have a projected image with first house. So a lot of work on self, inner work, shifting of perception, getting to know yourself. Like that's what you've been working on these last 3 years. And with Jupiter, we have the sun and positive recognition. So Aquarius, you've been going through a lot of different lessons and situations that have really pushed you to the very core of yourself, to discover yourself, to know yourself. What's good for you? What do you want? What do you want to happen in your life? What do you believe? What makes you happy? What's your passion? Because it's like, a lot of different people or situations have been making you question yourself over these past 3 years, okay? Or different things that you want to do and become. You know, people around you may not have been very supportive of any of that. And now you are shifting out of like the perception of the collective into the perception of self, coming from your central core, your central sun, and you're about to become very empowered, and you're going to push forward towards what you truly want, what really makes you happy, regardless of what anybody says. And here we have Mercury with thoughts of you. Yeah. And over here, South Node, unresolved karma. Okay, so remember, this is Jupiter, this is Saturn. A lot of people have projected their thoughts onto you, their shadow energy onto you over these past 3 years, which Aquarius has really made you question yourself at times. You know, sometimes we could be very rigid and fixed in our thoughts and our beliefs, right? I don't feel like that's so much the case here. What I feel is different things that have been said to you, for the good or the bad, you've really tried to examine them and discover, is there any truth in this? Is that true about me? Am I like this? Do I need to change that? Are they right? Or if you've just experienced a lot of rejection and not being seen for who and what you are, okay? Because we have this unresolved karma and this positive recognition, like people really misunderstanding you and your intention and where you're coming from, and feeling like they know better about you and what you should do, and they know better about what you're thinking and feeling than what you do. So at times it could feel like it's been you against the world, Aquarius, and you're coming out of that. It's time for a much more positive interaction. It's time for you to be recognized for who you are, and what you bring to the table. In fact, with that first house energy and that sun, it's time for you to be in the forefront, for you to be a shining star in some area of your life and really excel and exceed. So let's pull some tarot here. And I just feel like some of you guys are going to achieve some things over these next 3 years that people said you could never do, and they're going to try to come back in, and you're done with that noise, Aquarius. 4 of Wands, 10 of Wands, the World, 5 of Wands, and Queen of Pentacles. All right, so with all this Wands energy, definitely Big soul lessons you've been working on have not been easy. Okay, but you're ending that. And I believe Sagittarius also had the world. Sagittarius or Capricorn. So if you have a moon or rising in one of those signs, check it out. But you definitely coming to an end here. The world, major completion, where you have had to deal with a lot all on your own. You've had to keep it together all on your own. And that doesn't mean that you're not part of like a family, a team, a community. It's that you've really felt like you've had to carry a lot of the weight on your own, or a lot of your emotions and thoughts like you've had to stuff down because of the opinions of others, people who matter to you. Okay, it's with this Five of Wands and this Queen of Pentacles, it's like people saying to you, I know better than you. Look at what I've done. Look at what I've achieved. You need to listen to me. And the thing is, that worked for them. That's their path. They don't know a thing about you, Aquarius, and what's meant for you, and where your magic is found, and what your potentials are, and what your destiny is here. They don't know. And so for like at least the past 3 years, as Saturn has been moving through Capricorn, you've been dealing with a lot of heavy weight of other people's opinions, and feeling like there's nobody here to help you, to support you, really having to hold it down all on your own. And through this process, Aquarius, you have grown stronger. You have grown wiser, and it's pushed you and pushed you and pushed you to listen to your inner voice of what is right for you. Because with this unresolved karma, I feel it's not like you have these karmic issues you have had to handle. It's like following the advice of others, or the direction of others when you don't feel like it resonates inside of you, creates unnecessary karma for you, because that's not your path. And so through the past 3 years, if you've not followed the march to the beat of your own drum, it hasn't turned out well for you. Even if you've tried to truly follow the example and advice of somebody else, or really take to heart what they said to you about you, okay, it's like that's just, they're wrong. Their perception is wrong. With projected image, Aquarius, you've been dealing with a lot of people who have been projecting themselves onto you, and the reason for that is Spirit wanted to push you into discovering who you truly are. And you don't need to identify with all these other opinions and feelings and thoughts. You are your own person. You have your own path. You have your own destiny. They have nothing to do with it. And the magic that can happen for you, okay, they might not know that magic, so they don't know it exists. And you've really learned to listen to your inner voice more than ever over these past 3 years, and now you complete that cycle, and it's time for that energy to shift, and for you to feel supported, for you to feel comfortable and confident in yourself, who you are, what you're striving for, and where you're headed. So let's pull some more tarot. And I do kind of see, because Jupiter is in your sign for the next year, and Saturn is in your sign for the next 3 years. So over the course of the next year, and then definitely over the course of 3 years, there's good things happening here. And I'm telling you, Aquarius, like when you're at your peak, there may be some people that try to come back in to your life that told you in the past, no, you can't, or refused to help you in your building process, but now want to be a part of everything you're reaping. And I don't think you're gonna want them in, and I just feel like it will cause you chaos. Anybody who wasn't there from the start, like truly there from the start, Aquarius, they don't deserve to be there at the end when you get the prize. They don't. All right. I feel, as you move into 2021 and like through the first 6 months of the year, you're really going to know who has been on your side and who it just isn't meant to continue on your path with you, because you're headed to bigger and better things here. You've worked through some heavy stuff, Aquarius. Yeah, look at that. As I'm saying that, you've got the Ten of Swords with the Death card. And I love that because it's time for all this weight that you carry to be put down. Yes, Ace of Pentacles, new start under this world. Knight of Pentacles, finally people you can count on and trust. And Four of Cups, yeah, see, there's somebody that's going to be trying to come back into your world, Aquarius. I really feel like the first 4 to 6 months of 2021, just because of how things are now beginning to shift for you, all right? And they're going to try to offer a truce here, and I don't see you having any part of it. You're just like, no, you weren't there for me. You really weren't. Okay. This could even be like acquaintances that just, were friends at one time, and then you kind of just grew distant because, things weren't going so well for you. So they couldn't be bothered. They weren't there to help you out. And now that things are really changing for you in a positive way, it's like they want to come back in. And I don't see you having any interest in that, Aquarius. And stick with that, okay? Stick with that emotion, because there is new people that are going to come into your world, okay? There are new people that are solid, that are true, that you could count on. And also, I do feel there are a couple of people that have been on this journey with you that are tried and true. And you're going to see that more than ever, who those people are. All right? Opposed to, the people who act like they have your best interest, but they don't, Sometimes people just want to be your friend and talk to you and act like you guys have a connection, so they can learn you, so they can know, all your dirt and everything, to gossip to other people. Like, some people are just made that way. I don't know why. And I see some of that, like some gossipy, just jerky people that just have not had your best interests, and you've definitely carried more of your share of the weight than they have, and they've really tried to tell you what's best for you and which path to go. And maybe some of you tried to go down a path, and you're like, no, this isn't going to work for me. And you're right in that, Aquarius. What is the calling of your soul? Because it's time for that. It's time for a lot of reward for you, as well as better connections coming in that support you. And it might be like some of your ideas, or just the way you go about doing things, is very unique. It's different. It's off the beaten path. Not everybody can understand that and appreciate that. You don't need those people. Okay? We always need to be open, to constructive criticism. But constructive criticism typically comes from somebody who truly cares about you. Other types of criticism, when somebody doesn't have your best interest at heart, they're going to push your weak points. They're going to play on your emotions, on your traumas, to, emotionally manipulate you. And there's a huge difference, and I think you're realizing that, because there's some people that I think you admired and they have success and you've looked up to them, but just the way they've treated you or the advice they give you, it's not like, from the heart. It's very selfishly, like, motivated. And you're going to see right through that. And with that sun in the world, it's time for you to be the star. It's time for you to have your moment. Yeah, look at, as I'm saying that, this Ace of Cups flew out. It's time for you to have your moment. It's time for you to have emotional happiness and fulfillment. It's time for connections in your life to give to you in the same capacity that you've been giving and carrying the weight here. This is really like you are finally seeing the truth through their lies. And that is very liberating, and it's set you free, because it's created this false image and perception of self. And you're breaking free from that. You're seeing the light. You're seeing the truth. Yeah, we have the King of Wands, the Chariot, the Ten of Pentacles. Nice. Look at that. The World with the Ace of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles. You are completing this heavy emotional energy, and you're moving down a new path that is much better. It's much more solid, Aquarius. Have the Eight of Cups. Yes, you're moving on. And the Seven of Wands. See, whoever tries to come back into your world, Aquarius, that really just kind of like made you feel bad. And they may have told you like, I tell you these things for the betterment of you, to push you, to motivate you, all of this stuff. When they try to like come back in, or maybe they're not even gone, it's like you're gonna put up this huge defense, this wall between yourself and this person or these people. Like you're done with it. Okay, you're done with it because there's something new being offered. That Ace of Cups that flew out, there's a new path opening up for Aquarius. It has a lot to do with your personal perception of self and what you're capable of. Okay, but yeah, you guys definitely have somebody who isn't wanting to fully leave your life or is trying to come back in, and they weren't really supportive. They weren't really there for you before, and I just see your walls up, like you're not even interested, and Spirit is saying that's for purpose. Okay, it's good to forgive and forget, but it does not mean that you have to be close and chummy. Again, this person or these people were only a part of this Saturn transit through Capricorn to really push you into knowing self from inside out, and choosing self and loving self, and knowing that your thoughts, your emotions, your dreams, your desires are just as important as anybody else's. Okay, and what is meant for you doesn't mean it's meant for somebody else, and so they can't see that path for you because it's not a part of their path. You're just having a lot of illumination and clarity around yourself and who you are, your worth and your value. And look at that, you're setting down this Ten of Wands because you're completing, you're done, you've gained all you can through these experiences, and it's time for the end of that, and it leads you into some victory and some happiness. And you know, this Four of Wands and the Ten of Swords, where you haven't been able to have this stability, you've had to hold it down all on your own. Now it's like you are transforming into this King of Wands, and this is an energy of leadership, of strength, of power, of knowing, an unmovable force. Like that's who you are, and that's who you are about you. Okay, because I don't want to say like your mind is easy to sway. I don't feel like that's the case. I feel like the people who have really put these thoughts and ideas in your head and projected their own energy onto you are people that you care about, are people that you admired or really looked up to. And that's why it's such a Ten of Swords moment. It's such a letdown to realize the superficiality of them, the shallowness of who they are. Okay, and just how much they've tried to veer you off your true calling and your true path. But because of these experiences, your connection with your soul, with your intuition is so much stronger, and you're able to read energies better, and you know yourself better, and you understand the intention of others much better. And now you're moving on from these false relationships that pretend to be your friend but really just cause chaos and drama in your life, and you're not open for them to be with you moving forward or them coming back, because you have completed your journey with these relationships, situations, and experiences. And now you're moving on to something new with Saturn and Jupiter moving into your sign, along with the eclipses that are happening through 2021. And I feel like for the next 10 years, Aquarius, because we have the Ace and we have the Ten of Pentacles, and you know, this is clarifying each other. I feel like for the next 10 years, you're moving on a path of really building yourself in the 3D, building your money, building your career, building a home, building a family, having much stronger, loyal, true relationships that have your back. And in that environment, in that energy, Aquarius, you are going to thrive. And I'll tell you, you know, for a lot of years of my life, it's like I would have these tower moments happen, and I would, get knocked on my butt. And then as I'm healing and recovering, that pain would transform into ambition and drive. And I'd really push forward into my next thing. And I kind of feel that energy around you guys, like what gets you down, like at the end, you realize only makes you stronger and makes you push forward even more. But something Spirit actually told me today, and I feel this is true for you guys, is it's time to move out of those experiences that are hard and challenging, that push you and grow you. And it's time to move into truly loving, supportive situations that push you and grow you. So there's a major shift in the energies that you've been dealing with that push you and grow you. It's going through a lot of heavy stuff with the Ten of Swords, and now you're moving into thriving, loving, supportive connections and situations, and that's how you're growing and moving forward. Okay, it's a big shift of energy, and it starts now. And even though this Saturn is a 3-year transit and Jupiter is a 1-year transit, I know you're embarking on a brand new journey that goes over the next 10 years of your life. It's a slow moving journey, but it's like you're building yourself in the 3D, but you're also building a lot of stable, strong relationships and connections. And also with the World and the Chariot here, some of you, there is going to be a big move coming up, because we've got the Four of Wands, the World, and the Chariot, and the Ace of Pentacles. So some of you are going to have like this big move, maybe from living with somebody or being in an apartment to owning your own home, or moving states or moving countries. Okay, it's just you're embarking on a beautiful, brand new, long journey that is filled with a lot of wonderful manifestations. Aquarius, this energy shift is so nice and lovey and loving for you. You know who is not on your side, and moving forward, like, you're going to recognize that energy immediately because you have experienced it so deeply. Okay, so building in the 3D, going from the Ace of Pentacles to the Ten of Pentacles, and much stronger, more stable, solid, true connections for Aquarius. All right, so those are your messages, Aquarius. I'm sending you lots of love and light. Take care.